I think just to win a derby and put us top of the league, and then obviously Chelsea and you guys dropping points. It's
a great weekend for City. They were so slow in trying to get the ball forward, do their little intricate passes to get through Chelsea, that in the end, like you see with Barcelona in a lot of big games, there's no plan B.
It was just a bit strange. I was just so surprised that Mallard didn't start, if I'm being honest. And I thought, okay, I get it. And because she did make a difference when she came in the second half.
Yeah, but sometimes managers, they overthink it.
Freya Godfrey, first call up for the Lionesses.
That.
Someone's listening to our podcast, honestly.
You said that, didn't you?
We should have put my name in the mix. I could have got called up again. Welcome back to Crossways, everyone. I'm Steph Houghton and I'm with the lovely...
Hey, Steph. Ian Wright, actually.
Full name?
Steph. Yeah, full name, yeah.
Hi, Wrighty.
How are you, Steph?
I'm good. How are you?
You know something? I'm really good at the minute because I quite like when it's this cold, because it reminds me when I was younger and November was always pretty cold and it was my birthday and then Christmas was coming. So this kind of reminds me of those times of feeling that kind of like excitement again. I love this time of the year.
I do. You know why? Because it's hot weather, and I know you love a hat, so I love to just keep changing my hats.
Yeah. I love the layers. I love putting layers on.
Yeah, to be nice and cozy.
Yeah, I hate when my feet are cold, so I always have boots on and thick socks. But I just love this time of the year.
That's why I was a bit surprised when you mentioned you were doing the ice cold plunge. I was like, I don't know whether Wrighty would be into that.
At this stage of my life, in respects of keeping my metabolism working, and that cold water and that coming from the hot going into the cold, it kind of replenishes all your organs. And obviously my organs are 62 now. So I just want to give them as much help as I can. So I hate the cold water.
I used to love doing ice baths and stuff, in a weird way.
I love having to go through that wall of just stay a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I love it.
Mental toughness. I love that. And you don't look 62.
Well, I feel it.
Do you?
I feel it.
Definitely not. Definitely
what
not.
I done the other. I was leaving the gym this morning. I thought, you know something? I'm on like two roads away. Let me just jog it. Oh my gosh! I had to stop after about 100 yards.
I've learned that you should just never stop. Just keep going. Just keep going until you actually definitely can't.
I stopped because of my wheezy chest that I get when the weather goes cold, of like my asthmatics since I was a child. So then when it gets cold, that cold air, it just my chest is like I ain't got no air in there at all.
Oh God!
So I want to see how I go.
We should go for a little jog together, shouldn't we? Really?
Yeah, I think Mo does that running with Mo. Yeah, it's really good. And I said, I can't run. He said, you can walk. I said, it wouldn't feel the same. It wouldn't feel the same if I'm walking, you're running.
No.
And I'm trying to do he said, you can jog as slow as you like. And I thought I was jogging really slow this morning. I still had to stop after 100 yards.
We did more than me, so that's fine.
What else is happening? Everything good?
Yeah, everything good.
City still tops?
I know this is a Champions League episode and we're focused on the Champions League team, but I have to give the girls a big shout out because they were brilliant on Saturday. And when you're doing punditry and your team's doing well, it's like the best feeling because you can just brag about them so much. But I do think the game plan was spot on. I think United picked the wrong team, if I'm being honest, but I think City with the likes of Hempo coming back, I think she was outstanding. And then Bunny's not in the game until she scores, and it's just that's what she's about. She just scores. And I think for me, obviously Rebecca Knack, obviously coming into City, she scored in the last 3 derbies, and I kept on going, you've got the knack of scoring. And she was just like, what are you on about? And I'm just like, so I had to go in the change room after and be like, the knack, this is what it means. But yeah, I think just to win a derby and put us top of the league, and then obviously Chelsea and you guys dropping points, it was a good weekend.
It's a great weekend for City.
Yeah, so obviously Conti Cup this week as well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's for them. It's up to City, especially with no Champions League and everything. You know, players coming back. It's so great to see Lauren Hemp back. You do feel, it's like people talk to me about the Arsenal team. You do feel that they're in the best position to try and finish it off. So it's up to them teams now. Both of them are going to be tested mentally leading into the latter stages. And so, you know, it's going to come down to mentality. and you know what I mean, how much they want to dig in and get it. I think that City can probably do it.
Yeah, I think like Saturday's game, right, it was like a performance, whereas maybe like the last few games, the complete performance has not been there. And that was where I was like, we need to actually perform, because when you play against Manchester United, they're a good side. But
Yeah.
the girls dug in, and I think by that third goal when Hempo scores before half time, the second half was just, I don't know, like you could just tell that each team were happy with, well, not were happy, but it was not going to change much because it was 3-0 up. But yeah, so I had to give them a little bit of a shout out, but we switched to Champions League focus now. Chelsea v Barcelona.
You see them last night? Yeah,
Yeah.
I watched it.
It was a good game, to be fair.
Very good game. And again, what I saw of a Barcelona team that we know what they're capable of, we know how good they are, but Chelsea was so well organised. And Barcelona, like I said in the group yesterday, Steph, they were so slow in trying to get the ball forward, do their little intricate passes to get through Chelsea, that in the end, like you see with Barcelona in a lot of big games, there's no plan B. There's no plan. They just keep knocking on that door, which is closed. And when you got performances like what someone like Erin Cuthbert put in last night, she's really good. It's great to see her as a captain as well. When you're putting in performances like that, where everybody's high intensity stopping them from doing what they do to teams, was brilliant from Chelsea. And I think Chelsea will be, if I was in that dressing room, I'd expect them to be very disappointed after that, because I think that Barcelona were there for the taking, and they did have a couple of chances, Chelsea. For that offside from Macario was really close.
Oh, it was
really
tight,
close.
wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought that they would have got that, Chelsea. But that was really close. And they were unlucky because Chelsea looked, to me, especially when you look at this team, Millie Bright didn't play. Was Millie injured?
No, she was on the bench. Yeah, well, I think
she was left out.
She came off in the Liverpool game, didn't she? And then obviously she's kind of stuck with a similar team to that Liverpool game. But I thought it worked well, if I'm being honest. I think that was probably, like, in terms of tactical, like when Chelsea have played Barcelona, that was the best that they've been. And obviously you've got Germa, who comes in, and
she looks fantastic.
I mean, she had a bit of a slow start last season, had a lot of injuries, but I think now, especially against Barcelona, you see what people have been talking about for so long in terms of what she can bring. She did an amazing block in that first half, and then Chelsea go up the other end and score. And obviously Lucy, like you look at Lucy Bronze's position, she's not even right back anymore. She's part of that back three. And I'm glad you mentioned Erin Cuthbert, Ian, because I think she just goes under the radar. I think you need someone like that in your midfield that's just going to get around people, but can do the defensive work, but also get up and attack. And Ellie Carpenter, she's a machine. What a goal, by the way. I didn't think she could hit it any sweeter.
You know something? I was thinking, oh my gosh, she's running out of actual angle to try and get that into the box. But when you look at her, she never even looked across.
Nah, because I thought she could have played Thompson in, and I thought she's missed the opportunity. Yeah,
and then when she hit it, I think that even the goalkeeper weren't expecting it where it went in, but she hit it with such power. Before the goalkeeper even dived, that was in the goal.
Yeah,
you know, it was a brilliant goal. You know, she was good last night. But what I would say about Chelsea is, I love the way they're moving in the squad and the age of the squad. You know, you look at Germa's 25, you know, Berman's 19, Captain 20, Thompson 21, Amano 21 as well. Aggie playing brilliantly at the Mina
She was outstanding yesterday.
You could see the transition coming, even with, like, again, Millie not playing last night, and then playing against arguably the best football team in the world, women's football team in the world right now. And they kind of done it at a canter and should have beat them. And I like the transition that this squad's going through. This is why, as much as I've said earlier on that, you know, it's theirs for City, and City have got to do it. If Chelsea carry on playing like I saw them play yesterday, then City's going to have a real task in holding them off. Because that defensive work I saw last night was pretty high quality.
It looked more solid, to be honest, in comparison when I watched them against Liverpool. And obviously Chelsea 3 draws in the last few games, which for us to say that is a bit weird, because it's not really happened that often, because of the stuff that you're saying, Ian, in terms of the squad that they've always had. And I think that's why they've won so many trophies. Apart from the Champions League, I think in terms of squad rotation, but also squad like building and thinking for the future. Like, even if you look at Alyssa Thompson, she's been outstanding the last few games. And you've got her and Aggie Beaver-Jones that can play up top for a long, long time for Chelsea, and the quality players as well, not to mention the likes of Sam Kerr, Macario, you've got Ramirez to come back, and you've got Wright and God Canyard that are not even getting a game. So I think Chelsea have always done that really, really well in terms of like look to the next few years in terms of having that right balance of experience, but also the young players coming in, but also Ian, giving them chances.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And I think if you look at Barca, like Barca's probably one team that everybody models their club on because of how successful they've been. But their squad was thin yesterday in comparison to Chelsea. But yeah, I thought Chelsea deserved more than the draw, if I'm being honest. They had chances that probably fell to the wrong person in Ellie Carpenter right at the end. But she was outstanding the whole game.
Yeah, I think that Chelsea probably take a lot from that particular result. I'm looking forward to seeing how Chelsea are going to take that, move forward with confidence and the momentum of such a good performance against a team that is arguably one of the best in the world, and they should have won.
Yeah, they should have won. I think you could tell that they were disappointed, but it's in the group stages, so it's a good point in the sense of you can kind of build on that over the next few games, and the table looks quite tight, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough to get out of there in the automatic positions. For the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal and Man United. Obviously, Man United are fourth at the moment, but with tough games ahead.
Should we talk about them as well, United?
Yeah, let's go Man United, yeah.
You know something, I've really felt for the goalkeeper, Middleton Patel. For her to come in, because she's come in now, it's so tough for a goalkeeper of that level. You know, she's coming against, was it PSG, City and Wolfsburg at 21. It's not like she's young, like in her teens coming through. She's coming to 3 massive games, you know, and again, it goes back into me saying if they get some injuries, then it could be a problem, because I think they really do need to strengthen in January. But when you lose someone like Tillis Joyce, and then you have to put in an inexperienced goalkeeper like that, who you have to say that's the deep end.
Yeah,
that's the deep end. Then you could see where it's now starting to be stretched a bit. United, and that squad, as much as you know, they've done brilliantly, Steph, to finish in top 3, to get there, to get to the Champions League. But it's like the owners are just letting them get there. Go on, you get there. They're not building them up there. So once they get there, they can do something. Because now, if they don't do something big in January, then it's all going to fall away. So what they've built up to this point, they've just kind of left them to their own devices. And this team is short in respect of squad. And
I think they've shot themselves in the foot with how well they've done with like exactly what they've had. Happened. And I think that's what probably is why maybe that investment probably hasn't been seen to be had over the last few seasons. But I do feel a bit sorry for United in a way, in the sense of like PSG. I watched them against PSG live and they were brilliant. Like their game plan, the team, like what we've seen of Man United over the last few seasons in terms of being clinical. You like some Mallard. Bringing in Rolfo was a great sign, and she scored again against Wolfsburg the other night. And I think they're players that can take Man United places because they've got something special. But I think when you speak about losing a big player and your goalkeeper's so important, I think you look at the Wolfsburg game, 5-2, and you probably say 3 of them goals are mistakes.
Yeah.
And when you're in the Champions League again, you can't do that, can you?
No, you can't, no. And that's why, again, it comes back to how much they want to see this team succeed, the people upstairs, because they're now playing, for me, their full capacity with being in Champions League, in the WSL, and the Conti Cup as well.
Yeah, so, not into the latter stages.
Not into the latter stages, but again, you know, by then as well, you know, again, if they've not done anything in January, it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out, simply because they've done so well to build a team that can qualify in the Champions League places, but then not invest after that.
I found it a bit strange. I don't know what I'm just thinking now, Ian. So like, he rested Mallard, Rolfo, and Awuju, who played really, really well against City. And obviously I was thinking maybe this is because they've played a lot of games, but also they've got Wolfsburg. But I was thinking you've already got 9 points. You're already in that top 4 automatic qualification. And now you've came out with the same result. Like, what would have been more important to kind of maybe try and get the league points.
Yes,
and then you're still in the
yes.
same position
Yeah.
before international break, before the girls go away, because they haven't got a game this weekend. So it was just a bit strange. I was just so surprised that Mallard didn't start, if I'm being honest. And I thought,
because
okay,
of
I get
space.
it. And because she did make a difference when she came in the second half, but
Yeah, but sometimes managers, they overthink it. They overthink that, because why wouldn't Mallard start when you know you're going to get space behind City? That, for me, is a massive mistake on the manager's point of view, because, like you said, when she came on, bam, she was causing problems. So, again, I think that because there's so many games for Mark Skinner to try and figure out where he's going to put, who he's going to play in that, like, at the moment, he's overthinking it, because what you want to do is, like you rightly said there, Steph, win the games in the league, get that out of the way, then start to deal with the Champions League. Because let's be honest, does Mark Skinner honestly feel he needs to move it around, because if I do this and play that player there and this one there, that we're going to win the Champions League?
yeah.
You've got a better chance of surely winning and being amongst the WSL. So that should be the priority.
I know, I just was like, oh my God, because I was thinking, oh, this is going to be such a tough game for City, like obviously missing the likes of Alex Greenwood against these type of players. And then obviously the second half, Man United are a bit of a different team because they brought them players on. And I'm just like, I don't know, as a player, you'd probably just want to play every game. So I'm not really privy to why he did. It was just an interesting kind of take on what they were kind of prioritising. And I felt that Champions League was, even though they'd had 3 out of 3 in the Champions League and had dropped points against Villa the week before.
Yeah.
It was just interesting. But yeah, that's why I don't get paid to be a manager, Ian.
Me too.
And we're doing crossways.
Yeah. I find it easier to manage from here.
Yeah, true. I've seen your management style. Let's not go into that. Yeah.
I know. I lost last week as well. We
I
lost.
know. I was gutted.
I was disappointed.
I'm
But
into
listen,
it now. I kept
you
on
are you
messaging
watching?
Alex. I was like, oh, what time are we playing?
Yeah, we got a big game. We got a big game this week. It's against Ruckus, Idris Elba's team.
Oh yeah, is that the one that Chloe's team beat?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're the one
yeah.
that come in. They come in with a band and mascots, and they come in with everything. Them.
Oh God, right, okay. We just play our game.
Arsenal. We got to talk about Arsenal now.
Yeah, let's talk about your team. Big win.
Massive win. Obviously, Leslie was magnificent. I thought that was we needed to win that game, coming off of the Bayern and the Tottenham games, which I don't think we were anywhere near good enough. Bayern, especially, that capitulation was quite worrying to see. Especially the first half so good, and then the second half just literally just fell apart. I think they probably have to look deeply into that. But I think that the Real Madrid game was one. I think that whether they realise it or not, Steph, was a must-win game to stay in touch with everything. You know, champions obviously. And that's, for me, they're, you know, that performance there was one of a team that, yeah, had just more than enough for Real and should beat them. Not convincingly beat them, but they beat them, and that was what was important, I think.
Yeah, I think when you play against like Real Madrid, but I think it's more important where Arsenal are in their season. And I think in terms of, obviously, like you guys say, the performances aren't there, and probably what the expectation is in terms of the signings that the club have made, but also what you guys achieved last year was pretty special. I think the standards have obviously been risen because of that. And I think, yeah, when you talk about must-win game, I was thinking this is kind of like you have to get 3 points no matter how. I think no matter what the performance is, like some players have to stand up, and of course, Alessia Russo is always going to stand out because she always does in every single game, no matter what. She always gives it everything, and
so consistent now. A link-up player, hold-up player, running off the ball, finishing. It's all. She's complete right now. And I'll tell you what's great is like having someone like Aggie Beaver-Jones is like, for me, she's just on a game by game basis, just getting better and better every time. Every time you see her, some of her touches to control, to bring the ball down, to link play is just brilliant. But Leslie at the moment she's, for me, easily one of the best number 9s in the world in the women's game right now. Easily.
I like the look of the midfield though. I think that was a better balance. I think I like Manham in that 10. I do. I think she brings something a bit different, unless less players in the 10. I think Manham is just a better 10 all round for you guys. I think she does a lot of running.
She's more a natural one, isn't she?
Yeah,
Obviously,
but also like physicality and just getting in and around like people that are so technical. I think, especially against the likes of Real Madrid, you need people like that. And Cal Dente and Kyra Cooney-Cross, I think that was something that we've seen a lot last season for Arsenal, was them playing in midfield. And I just thought it was a bit of a better balance. But to be honest, I think the break might have come good for Arsenal. I think it might be a chance to kind of try and reset and end it on a win, which is great, and try and get the league form going, if I'm being honest.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see. I thought that Kyra, obviously Cal Dente, I love watching Cal Dente. She's good, but you're right about Freya, and then obviously Leslie. But I thought that the way, for someone who's not played as many games as she should have played with her ability, Kyra Cooney-Cross, I thought she just eases through games and gets it done. If there's a pass to pass through the line, she'll do it. She'll get into those tackles. You know what I mean? She'll keep it simple. If she got more games, you'll just see the confidence and the player who can influence the game just continue to come through. But at the moment, I just feel that she can't help but playing in a way, Steph, which you might understand, where I've got to do everything right, otherwise I won't play next week. Or as soon as Kim's fit, I'm out. I've got to do something. That you can't go into a game with that kind of pressure and that kind of energy. You just got to go into the game and just perform and not worrying about that. But because she hasn't played in so many games, that's probably her mindset at the moment, trying to impress, so keeping it right and safe. But she still played a natural game.
You do. I mean, I'm sure you've done it as well, Wrighty, when you're so desperate to play and you're like, I need to maybe score a goal, I need to maybe do an assist. But like, you do go through that in your career. And unfortunately, the way that the game's going now, like, you can kind of predict what's going to happen. And I think that's the worst thing as a player. Like, I've been there at City, no matter at times when I'd played well, I just knew I wasn't going to play maybe the next 2 games down the line because of X, Y, and Z, whether it was someone coming back or because we were playing a different way. And I think then that does put pressure on yourself. But I think when players do just play naturally and just try and relax a little bit and just think, okay, like no matter what I do, it's not going to be like my choice what happens next. I think that is the best thing. But
you have to try and do that, yeah.
And I think obviously in December, you've got the likes of Leah Williamson coming back, which is going to be a big plus for you guys, a leader, someone that's going to help compete for them centre-half places. Obviously, Lotta and Steph Catley are your only choice
at the minute,
you got obviously Kadina that's on the bench, but she never really often plays. But I think to get that type of personality back is going to be really big for you guys.
Yeah, we do miss that. We missed a distribution from the back as well. I could just imagine with her back fit and strong, with a Kyra Cooney-Cross with confidence, to Frida Marnham, you know, Cal Dente, with less in this kind of form. You know, with and Smith, Olivia Smith, you know, she's so, what she's realising now, what people should understand is that she's realising the level she's at. When she was at Liverpool, you didn't see any of the frailties or what can I say? The things that she probably needs to work on a lot more, because she was so integral to them. They passed the ball to her anytime she made the run. You know, she had great shots, good crosses and that. But now she's finding that she's getting herself in positions. She always has a spark. She always creates something because of her pace. But what she now has to realise, and I'm sure that Kelly Smith's all over it, because Kelly's is brilliant. Look at the transition of Leslie up to this point.
Yeah.
But once she gets her hands on Olivia Smith and that final ball or that final delivery or that final decision, then honestly, we've got a real, real monster in respect of a player on our hands. Just the same as Alicia Thompson. These two are so exciting. And that's what they'll work on, especially, like I say, with Olivia. Once she realises, right, I know my pace is going to get me there, I want them to now know that when I get there, they're in trouble, because this delivery is going to be bang on. She'll be unstoppable.
Because she had a couple of chances, didn't she, playing on that left-hand side? And I think just that little bit of composure, like, and you don't want to take that rawness away from the likes of her and like Alicia Thompson, because pace is what brings them the strength that they have and obviously gets them into that position. So, I mean, you were with Kelly the other day. I'm sure she's probably getting her into them positions where she's shooting, she's curling, trying to get her top bins from the left-hand side. And I think if you can master that, then that's something that like no team can defend that, because you can actually go on the outside, cross with your left foot, but also shoot on the right side.
Yeah.
So yeah, big win for you guys. I think that just kind of settles the ship a little bit. But I think once international break's over with, I think it's time to kind of kick on for Arsenal, if I'm being honest.
I think that like City, for me, should be prioritising the league. Arsenal have to really try and prioritise Champions League now. Especially if the form in the league continues like it is. You know, they seem to get it done they got it done the other day in the Champions League. But like it's time now to prioritise that for me. I think there's some big squad decisions to be made at some stage. They've got to start thinking about, like we're talking about Chelsea, and you can feel there's a transformation coming in respects of their, you know, the youngsters coming in, and you know everything what they're doing in respects of the evolution of their team. I think Arsenal have to really start to do something like that and raise the level again. Can't stagnate. We can't carry on now. You know what I mean? Like I say, we've got players who have been there from Joe Montemora still, you know, still in the team. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't be, but like for a club like Arsenal who want to challenge for all the top prizes and everything, there's not enough movement. And I'd like to see something happen in January.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know what I mean? I'd like to see something to make some kind of statement, but I feel that there's got to be some real movement. I think there should be a big turnover come summer, if I'm going to be totally honest. That's my hot take on the whole thing, because it just feels like coming off of winning the Champions League, it's just stagnated. It's just like we're just here. It's not like kicked on. You know,
yeah, there's not been much difference, has there?
No, it's not. And I think that the Champions League win was magnificent. Of course it was. But it doesn't feel like there's been any progress in what's going to happen. Of course, we signed Olivia Smith for £1 million, and that's making a statement. But we need more. We need more young players coming through. We need more players coming in. Arsenal have to be, for me, travelling for the WSL every year and Champions League latter stages. And I feel that at the moment, we're just kind of cruising along because we're champions at the moment.
Talking about young Arsenal players or ex-Arsenal players, Freya Godfrey, first call-up for the Lionesses.
That, honestly.
Someone's listening to our podcast, honestly.
You said that, didn't you?
We should have put my name in the mix. I could have got called up again.
But you know what? I'm really... You know what? I'm really pleased. I'm really pleased to see them. So who got in? So it was... Godfrey, Denton, Fisk, Kendall, Hines, Blinkinda Brown. You know, you want to see those kind of players. You want to see them now because the World Cup's not till the year after next, right?
And why not, Ian? Just give them a go.
Get them in. Honestly, watching Freya play the other day, the 2 goals, and I think she had a couple of assists. She was so good. She looked so dominant, so mature in the way she was playing.
And we need that, don't we?
Yeah, you need that confidence and that physicality, what she's got as well.
I love it with the youngsters now, though. They're just fearless. Like, I remember when we got called in the England side, you'd be so scared for a few sessions, whereas I feel as though now these young girls that you've just mentioned there before are just like, right, okay, this is my opportunity. And I hope they do get opportunities to play against China and Ghana, whether that's at Wembley Stadium or St Mary's in the next couple of weeks. But that's what, when we were messaging the group, I was like, oh my God, like this England squad's changed quite a lot. I think if you look at like the players that are missing, obviously got Leah missing, Alex Greenwood, Lauren James,
Lauren Hemp.
You've got Hannah Hampton missing. So these are big names that I've missed, but obviously that gives other people opportunities, and quite excited to see what the teams are going to be, if I'm being honest.
I'm pleased for Freya. Obviously, the move to London City Lionesses, you know what I mean, with their ambition, you know what I mean, with the fact that people are always looking at them because of Michelle Kang, the great owner of Michelle Kang. And that move, her playing, looking dominant, you know, you're thinking again, brilliant, because there's no way she's going to come through Arsenal.
No.
There's no way. Not the way that Arsenal have been in the last few years, especially with the stagnation, I'd say, of young players there.
But even in them positions, you've obviously went and bought Olivia Smith. You've had to... Michelle Aguiman went out on loan before she got injured. So, like, even, like, the highest ones that are established in international level now can't even get in.
this is why, it's that's got to be a worry for Arsenal, if I'm going to be totally honest. I know we're talking about England, but they've got, again, going back to Chelsea and what Chelsea are doing, you can feel it. This is something that I believe that maybe we should be thinking of doing as well if we want to challenge. So back to Freya. Brilliant. Pleased for her. I hope that she just comes in and, like you say, is not too nervous when you're amongst the girls. Because remember as well, Steph, you're going into a dressing room with women who have won the Euros twice, been to a World Cup final. I don't care who you are. Something's going to happen to your stomach.
Yeah, definitely.
If
it doesn't, then I'll be asking questions.
Exactly,
why.
and so people have got to understand, and people understand when you're training the first session. This is why players are looking at you, saying, "Let's see what she's about. Let's see how she did." Then you want to see that player. Just do it. Just go and do it. So you're hoping that her family, people around her, just say, "Listen, Freya, you've done everything possible to get to this place. You deserve to be here.
Just got to go and enjoy it." That's what I would say. Just embrace it all, like learn off so many people and just have fun, because you don't actually know when the next time will come, and I think that's the most important thing. Yeah,
absolutely. So I'm praying that happens for her, because I remember when I got into the England squad, Brian Robson gave me that speech about deserving to be there. You know what I mean? Going in there and seeing players of that stature, and now you're playing on the same level. She's got to go in there and say, yes, you are champions and I respect you, like you're the best. But I'm coming here as an equal and showing you what I'm about.
You know what I'd love to see? I know Hempo's coming back, Wrighty, but I'd love to see Russo and Aggie Beaver-Jones play together.
Wow.
I know, like, Aggie Beaver-Jones now he plays on the left, but I think, is there a way that we can get them three playing together, Aggie Beaver and Russo? Because I think that is... pretty impressive if we could.
We'd probably have to change. Would we have to change the formation?
I mean, Aggie does tend to generally play on that right-hand side for Chelsea. Like, even the part of the goal yesterday, she's drifting out there, but it's obviously different to being a centre-forward. But I would actually love to see it as, like, a different option for us when maybe potentially the 4-3-3 doesn't work, or just playing
because them two, like, changing spaces, and you know what I mean. If you come in here, I'll go long. If you go there, I'll go there. It'll be interesting to see, because they're both excellent finishers.
Yeah.
You know, if they get themselves in and around that kind of box or coming into the box, excellent strikers of the ball as well. So that is quite an exciting thing. You know, something that I hope that Serena's looking to make some moves on, because we can't waste that. We can't say, okay, you start. Okay, it's not going to. Okay, Aggie, you come on. Let's have a look at them. And like I say, the World Cup's not till 27.
Yeah.
Let's try everything now. I'm not even. Who are we going to lose to? Honestly, even if we lose to China and Ghana, if we lose every single game, trying players out before we get there, then people say, "Oh, about the confidence." No,
that's
trying.
Why I feel as though these block of 4 games, when you've like won the trophy and you've come back, like these block of 4 games are not like a free pass, but it's like, okay, just go and do what you want to do, because actually, I know that should be testing people, and I know Serena will be trying to test who can come in, new players, but also like the experienced players of like where they could fit come in before the World Cup. But I think now it's just time to experiment and like get Kiara Keaton more game time, get Anna Morehouse a little bit of game time. Like, let's just have a look, because you actually don't even know what could happen.
Yeah, I hear you.
So we'll see what happens. I think it's an exciting squad.
So, Steph, that's it.
That's it, Wrighty.
I'll be back in studio next week, right?
Yeah,
no
next
remote.
week. So I will see you then.
So until then, take it easy, Steph.
You too. Have a great weekend.
Lots of love. I love you.
Okay. See you, everyone.
Bye.